One of the first things that I read about you, and I actually think it was probably one of the first pieces you wrote, and you sent it around to get published, and you're like, I love this so much, I need to build my own platform. And that's when the Young Mummy came about. But it was you talking about having polycystic ovaries, which a lot of women suffer from, and being told at 17 that you were not going to be possibly able to have babies. What was that time like?
It was tough, and a lot of people I know would read that and go, oh, you were 17, and still to this day my mum questions whether the doctor actually said that to me, but I wouldn't make something like that up. I remember going in there and the nurse or whoever did it, I can't remember, but she was trying to get me on my own to ask me if I'd had sex before, because I need to have an internal, but she didn't want to ask me in front of mum. And anyway, so we cleared that all up, and she said, right, girl, you're going to have to stand outside the room. So we're doing an internal scan, and we all know what that involves. And as you know, as she's still got the probe up there, she was talking about, because I could see all these black things, you know, on the screen, and I've just, you know, straight away I'm thinking cancer, I'm thinking some really bad things. And she said, no, Dale, they're just cysts. She goes, you know, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting pregnant, but you don't need to worry about that now. And she actually said the word infertile, and it was like everything stopped, and it was just the biggest kick in the guts, because not my boyfriend at the time, but I had a really steady boyfriend then, and we talked about future, but regardless, I think every woman thinks about becoming a mum one day. And I also think growing up in a family of all girls, that's sort of all we'd talked about with the sisters, about all becoming mums. So it didn't matter that I was 17, getting told that, and sort of going home and thinking my body's failing me, my body's not working. It was really hard to, you know, get my head around at 17.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so.
And so then how many women do suffer from polycystic ovaries?
Yeah, it's really common. You know, I get women write to me all the time, I've got that too, and I've got this, but at 17, I didn't understand what it was. No. And I didn't. All I know is she's just told me she doesn't think I'll be able to have kids. She actually said, oh, you probably need IVF, but you don't need to worry about that. I didn't even know what IVF was. And I'm going, what's going on? And so I went out the room, and after we paid and blah, 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 I told my mum, and I burst into hysterics. And Mum said, no, she wouldn't have said that to you. And I'm like, she did. Look at me right now. So that's something that, and not many people actually know this. When I met Jared, my now husband, probably about a year into our relationship, I actually started seeing a psychologist because of the whole, you know, infertile thing playing on my mind, because I knew I wanted to have children with Jared. At that stage, I hadn't had a period, or, you know, my menstrual cycle wasn't working. It had been nearly 2 years at that stage, and so I needed to just speak to someone, because I was really struggling internally with the fact that I've met this amazing guy who told me he wants to have kids young, but I might not be able to give that to him. So. And so what did you, because where would you even, and you do, if you know you want to have children from a young age, I did too. And I've got two, and I probably want another one. And even though I've got two, if I can't have that third, it will be hard. I will find it really hard. And that's what I find now sort of on my page, which I can understand to an extent, but some women, you know, when I'm talking about it, say, oh, well, you've got Bobby now, you should be so thankful. But when you've got that maternal urge, and, you know, I knew I wanted another one, and I already know I want another one again. You know, when you've got that in your head, I don't think anything can just make that disappear. No, I agree. And and God, how grateful are we that we've got ours? Absolutely. But I often say, like, my partner Sam is not sure if we want to have, he wants to have another child, and I'm like, I don't feel complete. Our family doesn't feel complete. See, I've got a girlfriend at the moment who's got a son just the same age as Bobby, and she's like, you know, if I never got to be pregnant again, I'd be so thankful I've got him, and etc. And I'm just the same as you. I'm like, I couldn't be content, you know, not that I'm ungrateful, but I'm so not finished with that part of my life.